It's one of the grandest, most tragic comedies of the human experience that we glorify a specific kind of patience, the kind that keeps you poor. We've been taught to see it as a virtue, this quiet endurance of things we do not want. You wait for the perfect time. You wait for the economy to get better. You wait for that one person to finally give you the green light. You sit there, patiently, in a reality you can't stand, hoping that some force outside of yourself will eventually notice your good behavior and reward you with a rescue. You have mistaken a state of lack for a state of grace, convincing yourself that your tolerance for discomfort is a noble sacrifice, when in reality, it is a sickness. It is a poverty of the spirit that has you passively accepting crumbs, while a feast is waiting for you to simply claim it. In this talk, we are going to expose this sickness for what it is, and offer the permanent cure. We'll do this by uniting the perspectives of two absolute masters. First, we're going to diagnose this condition with the righteous indignation of the incredible Reverend Ike, who would look you square in the eye and tell you to get out of that mental ghetto this very instant. He provides the motivational fire. Then, we're going to apply the cure with the profound and precise technique of Neville Goddard, who teaches you to stop waiting and start living from the reality of your wish fulfilled. He provides the inner vision. This journey is about understanding that true manifestation requires a revolution within you. It is a unified state of consciousness where your inner feeling of having it now aligns with an outer refusal to accept anything less. It's a powerful fusion of inner peace and outer boldness. Prosperity isn't something you wait for, it is something you are. So how do you become it? You start by understanding the cause of the problem, which is a hilarious and tragic case of mistaken identity in the kitchen of your own mind. See, your imagination is a divine, cosmic kitchen. It has every ingredient imaginable, from the spice of ecstatic joy to the finest cuts of infinite abundance. The universe is your ever-patient, slightly bewildered waiter, contractually obligated to bring you whatever you cook up in there. The problem, the sickness of poverty we spoke of, is that you've been using this five-star kitchen like a greasy spoon diner, and you're both the head chef and the only customer. All day long, you are slaving over a hot stove of worry. You are perfecting the recipe for a dish called, "I hope the rent gets paid." You're simmering a pot of, "What if they say no?" letting the bitter flavors of rejection and fear really sink in. You taste it, you adjust the seasoning of anxiety, you taste it again. You are so focused on preparing this meal of misery that you've convinced yourself it's the only thing on the menu. Then, when the universe faithfully serves you the cold, lumpy stew of lack you've been mentally preparing all day, you look up with surprise and complain to the waiter about the quality of the food. This is precisely where the magnificent Reverend Ike would stride in, slam his hand on the counter, and tell you that this is a ghetto mentality. He wasn't just talking about a physical place, he was talking about this greasy spoon of a mind you're running. He would tell you to respect yourself enough to stop serving yourself garbage. He would demand that you shut down this sad little diner of despair and recognize the grand restaurant you're actually standing in. Neville Goddard, in his serene way, agrees completely. He is the master chef who walks in, smiles, and hands you a new cookbook. The technique is simple, and it's called living in the end. Instead of cooking up the meal of worry, you decide what you actually want to eat. You want the soufflé of success? The crème brûlée of true love? Wonderful. The only rule in this kitchen is that you must taste the final dish in your imagination before the waiter can bring it to you. You don't imagine the chopping and the mixing and the stressful process. You imagine the end. You sit back, close your eyes, and feel the sublime satisfaction of having already eaten the most wonderful meal of your life. You feel the warmth, the contentment, the delicious afterglow. That feeling, that inner satisfaction, is the order you are placing with the universe. If you're enjoying this new recipe for reality, do me a favor and gently tap the like button and subscribe for more 5-star mental meals. It's not about faking it, it's about flavoring it. You are the one who determines the flavor of your experience, and it's time to stop settling for the taste of ashes when you have a universe of sweetness at your disposal. All right, so you've been in the divine kitchen, you've tasted the souffle of success, and you're feeling the afterglow of a 5-star mental meal. Wonderful. Now what? You can't just feel like a king in the quiet of your own mind for 5 minutes and then walk out into the world with the posture of a peasant. The universe gets very confused by that. It's like ordering a limousine and then trying to flag down a bus. This is where the outer work begins, and it's all about your self-image. You have to start walking, talking, and acting like the person who has already received the blessings you've claimed. This isn't about being arrogant. It's about being congruent. Reverend Ike would say, you have to get the ghetto out of your walk. Stop shuffling into a room like you're apologizing for the air you breathe. You're not an inconvenience. You are an event. Walk in there with your head held high, like your ancestors paid the rent on this planet in full, and you're just here to collect your inheritance. Your spiritual wealth demands a certain posture, and please, for the love of all that is holy, stop talking like you're asking for permission to exist. You know that little question mark you put at the end of every statement? I think we should go with this plan? My name is Susan? Stop it. Speak with the authority of someone who knows what they're talking about. Even if you're just ordering coffee, you are not guessing your way through life. You are creating it. The most hilarious and tragic expression of this poverty sickness is how you handle money, or even the thought of it. You stand in the grocery aisle for 10 minutes, agonizing over the 60-cent difference between 2 brands of canned tomatoes. Honey, the universe is watching you deliberate over tomatoes like it's a down payment on a mansion. And it's getting mixed signals about the $1 million order you just placed in your imagination. You cannot be a vibrational match for abundance while you are sweating the small stuff. It is an insult to the grander you that you are becoming. This isn't about being reckless. It is about respecting your own decision-making power. Make a choice and move on. Buy the ketchup you want and enjoy it. When someone gives you a compliment, don't you dare tell them you got the shirt on clearance. Just say thank you. That's a complete sentence. You are practicing the art of gracious receiving. What's the most ridiculous poverty-thinking habit you've ever caught yourself doing? Go on, confess in the comments below. Let's all have a good laugh at these habits so we can finally drop them for good. You have to stop introducing yourself and to others as broke. You are not your bank balance. You are a magnificent, spiritual being who is simply and temporarily experiencing a cash flow situation. Start acting like it. And now we arrive at the great filter, the part of the journey where so many well-intentioned creators turn back, convinced the whole thing is a sham. You've done the inner work. You've started to carry yourself differently. And then, nothing. The phone doesn't ring. The email doesn't arrive. The bank account balance remains stubbornly, almost mockingly, the same. This is the gap, the lag time between your inner shift and its outer reflection. And this, my friend, is where the real work of persistence begins. Because what do? You panic, don't you? You start doing the silly little dance of doubt. You check your banking app every 10 minutes, as if refreshing the screen will magically make a comma appear. You reread the proposal you sent for the 100th time, looking for a typo that must have cursed the entire endeavor. You stare at your phone, willing it to vibrate with the good news, then get mad at the phone for its insolence. You are a magnificent creator of worlds, acting like a nervous teenager waiting for a text message after a first date. This is the moment where you must practice what Neville called a radical persistence in your assumption. It requires a disciplined art form known as denying the senses. Your senses, right now, are nothing but gossipy old neighbors telling you what happened yesterday. They are reporting on a reality that was created by your old thoughts, your old self-image. To look at your current circumstances and accept them as the final word is like reading last week's newspaper to find out today's weather. Reverend Ike would tell you to stop peeking out the window of your new mansion to stare at the old ghetto you just left. Why are you giving your attention to a reality you have already rejected? You have moved. Your new address is in the state of the wish fulfilled. Stop entertaining mail from your old, broke address. Every time you check your account with anxiety, you're telling the universe, "Just kidding, I still live in lack." Think of it this way. You have planted a seed. Your imaginal act was the planting. It is now in the soil of the subconscious, in the dark, where all creation begins. Digging up that seed every 5 minutes to see if it's sprouting is not faith. It is an act of destruction. Your doubt, your need for immediate proof, is you with a shovel, frantically digging in the dirt, screaming at a perfectly good seed, "Why aren't you a tree yet?" Leave the seed alone. Your only job now is to water it with faith, to assume the feeling of the harvest. The time gap is not a punishment, it is a pregnancy. You don't question a pregnancy just because you can't see the baby on day 1. You trust the unseen process. It is time you grant your own creations the same respect. So let's put it all together. Let's synthesize this divine power into a simple, repeatable practice you can use every single day. Think of it like this. Neville Goddard has given you the secret map to the treasure, the precise inner technology. Reverend Ike has given you the rocket fuel of self-respect to get you there. One provides the technique, the other provides the fire. We're going to call this your secret weapon, the 2-step to the throne. It's a powerful daily ritual, and it takes less than 5 minutes. Step 1 is the inner coronation. This is the Neville part. Find a quiet place. Close your eyes. Now, travel in your imagination to the absolute end result of your desire. Don't think of it. Think from it. If you desire wealth, don't just see the money. Feel the sublime relief and security that it brings. Feel the leather of the new car. Smell the ocean from your new balcony. Hear the congratulations of a loved one. Linger in this feeling until it feels more real than the chair you're sitting on. This is how you impress your new reality upon the subconscious mind. Step 2 is the royal procession. This is the Ike part. After you have saturated yourself with that feeling, open your eyes. The crucial instruction is this. Do not drop the feeling. Do not let it go just because your senses are reporting the old news. Get up from your chair, but get up as the person you just were in your imagination. Walk into the kitchen to make coffee, but walk as the king or queen who has just left their throne room. This is your active mental diet. You carry that feeling of the wish fulfilled with you as an invisible crown. Now, a critical warning. Do not perform a mental abortion on your beautiful new reality 5 minutes after conceiving it. That nervous checking for results, the flicker of doubt, the sigh of resignation, that's you running back to the old ghetto mentality and canceling your order. You have conceived a new state of being. You must carry it to term with faith. Practice your 2-step to the throne every day and watch as the world rearranges itself to bow to the new royalty. So this is it, the end of the waiting, the end of hoping, the end of asking permission from a world that was created to take its orders from you. You have been given the map and the fuel. You have been shown the technique and the fire. There is nothing left to learn. There is only you to be. You are the operant power in your reality. The universe is not a stubborn parent you must convince. It is a flawless mirror that can only reflect the face you show it. Stop showing it the face of lack. The war is over. The delay was just the final echo of an old reality you have already abandoned. Your only work now is to live from this victory. To walk, talk, and breathe from the absolute certainty of your wish fulfilled. This is the final affirmation. Feel it in your bones. I am the living proof that my desire is done. If you are ready to make this your permanent state of being, subscribe to this channel where we master these unified principles together. And now, go. The sickness of someday is officially cured. The prescription was simply to remember who you are. The fever of doubt has broken, and the only side effect you have left is a chronic case of getting everything you want. Because I am the wealth mindset.